everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this plush from the game Among Us. Here are the materials you will need for this project. I have 3 different colored fabrics. I'm using purple for the body color, a light gray for the face mask, and white for the mask highlight. The fabric I'm using is called Minky, and the brand I typically buy is from Shannon Fabrics. Another common fabric used to make plushies is fleece, which is a lot cheaper than Minky if you were sewing on a budget. I have pins, fabric scissors, a pen to trace my pattern onto the fabric, a hand stitching needle and matching threads, polyfill stuffing, and my sewing machine. You can also sew this plush by hand if you don't have a sewing machine. Here is the pattern I've created. If you'd like to follow along, you can download it for free using the link in the video description. I've already cut out my pattern pieces, and I'm going to trace these on the wrong side of my fabric and then cut out all of my fabric pieces. You should have 2 body pieces and 2 space pack pieces cut from your main color fabric. You'll cut 1 face mask piece and 1 highlight piece. The face mask and the highlight do not have any seam allowance included and will be hand stitched onto the plush later on. Right now I'm going to set most of these pieces aside and just focus on the main body piece. The first thing we are going to sew is the dart at the bottom of the plush. I'm folding the body piece in half, and then we'll be sewing this dart with a slight curved line. You'll sew this on both of the body pieces. Now I'm going to pin the 2 body pieces right sides together and sew around the entire plush just like this. Remember to leave a hole on one side of your plush. I've marked one here on the pattern. This is how you will turn the plush right side out once you've finished sewing it. Trim away the extra seam allowance, being very careful not to cut through your stitches. Limiting the amount of seam allowance will allow the curves to appear more smooth once the plush is right sides out, which is our next step. Using the hole we've left on the side, I'm going to flip the body piece right sides out. I'm using polyfill stuffing to fill my plush, but you could also use scrap fabrics for this as well. I like to start with the legs and then work my way back towards the opening. Just keep adding stuffing until you're happy with the shape and the feel of your plush. Once you feel like your plush is adequately stuffed, you are going to close up the hole on the side using a ladder stitch or an invisible stitch. This involves stitching parallel to the opening and then crossing to the other side and doing another parallel stitch. Keep repeating this until you get to the end of the opening, and then pull the thread tight to close the hole. The stitches should appear like a ladder, which is why it's called a ladder stitch. I tied a quick knot at the end to hold the stitches in place, and that is it for the body piece for now. Next, we are going to focus on the space pack. Face the 2 pieces right sides together and stitch around the edge just like this. Like the body piece, make sure to leave a hole to flip the plush right side out. I'm going to trim the extra seam allowance the same way I did with the body pieces. Then flip this piece right sides out and add your stuffing. I try not to overstuff this piece since I don't want it to be too round and bulky, but just add stuffing until you're happy with the shape. Finally, I closed up the hole using a ladder stitch. The next step is to attach the space pack to the body. I'm going to use a ladder stitch again for this so that the stitches are not visible. Press the space pack tightly against the body piece and stitch all the way around the edge of the space pack to secure it to the body. Now I'm going to focus on the face mask. First, I pinned it in place to the body piece, and this time I'm going to use an applique whip stitch to attach it. You'll stitch all the way around the face mask and make sure that your stitches are pretty close together. We will be adding stuffing under the mask, so there needs to be a lot of stitches to prevent the stuffing from coming out. left a small gap here at the bottom, and I'm going to add a little bit of stuffing under the mask to make it appear more three-dimensional. Once you are done adding stuffing, you will finish closing up the bottom of the face mask. You could stop here, but I like to add a little highlight to the mask. You can place the highlight anywhere you'd like, and I'm going to use the same applique whip stitch to attach it. And with that, your plush is done. Whether you were a crew member or an imposter, try not to look too suspicious. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment or like if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more sewing videos from me in the future, you can subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!